I just recently got the Carbon Diet Coach app and I still have some questions. How do I track alcohol? What is my macro calorie feature? Are there any tips on goal setting? Is that a dog? Hey Number Crunchers, today we are going to go over the Carbon Diet Coach app advanced tactics. If you did not see the first video, I will link to it in the description, but in that video I went over the basics, how to log food, how to get set up. Just a little backstory on me. I am using the Carbon Diet Coach app to lose, I've lost 10 pounds. I know when I started this app, I had a lot of questions. How do I track this? How do I track that? Grab your coffee, make sure you track the creamer though, and then we're gonna get into this. If you spend some time tracking your food, you'll notice that sometimes at the end of the day, it doesn't add up. I've used all my macros, but I still have calories, or it just doesn't add up. Here's the reason for that. Labels in the United States are rounded, so the numbers are not exactly correct. We know that there are 4 calories per gram for protein, 4 calories per gram for carbohydrates, and 9 calories per gram from fats. So we can simply do the math on the food labels and they still won't add up. There's a certain variance they're allowed. What the people at Carbon Diet Coach have done is they have made an option where you can click on the macro calories feature. That will calculate the calories that you input from the macros that you put down, because the macros are accurate. So for all you OCD people out there, you're really analytical, you will find that hitting that macro calories feature will make your tracking at the end of the day more accurate, and it'll make more sense that way. To change to the macro calories feature, you're going to go into display preferences in your settings menu. Go down to the bottom, you can see label calories or macro calories. So I go ahead and you click on the blue check for macro calories. The next item I want to talk about is tracking your alcohol. And we have the macros calories feature enabled. You'll see if I put in red wine, what comes up is 16 calories. It's because that the alcohol is not accounted for on the food labels. What we have to do is basically account for the alcohol that's in the beverage. A cool trick is you take 3 presets. So basically what this is you have to account for the amount of alcohol in a drink. You're basically taking your allotments of either fat or carbohydrates and using that to account for the alcohol that's not mentioned. This was a cool trick where I can decide, let's say I'm gonna have a glass of red wine and I've had a day, I look at my diary and I have a lot of carbs left but not a lot of fat. I'll go down here and put alcohol, all carbs. This is one that I've made. And basically what I did was take the 4 calories per gram of carbohydrates and how much 100 calories of alcohol would be. So you go into Google and Google your favorite, whatever beverage you're going to drink, and see how many calories are in that beverage. I've broken it down into 100 calorie beverages. I know I like a specific red wine, and I know that for a 4-ounce pour, it is 125 calories. So all thing I do here is go back into the servings and hit 1.25, and that will account for that glass of red wine using all carbs. Now I can go back and let's say I have more fat calories left at the end of the day when I want to have that glass of wine. So I go into all fat. Again, all I've done is taken 100 calories and divide it by the 9 calories per gram that is represented by 1 gram of fat. I could do the same thing and go 1.25, and then I can add that to my diary. I also put a half and half, so a half fat, half carb per 100 calories. Consuming alcohol at the end of the day, you're gonna have a nice glass of wine, you're really excited about it, plan for it, and then you can definitely do it. A good motivation strategy is to take your big weight loss goal and break it into small parts. Maybe you want to lose 100 pounds. For me, it's about 70 pounds. Well, maybe I'll take 10% of that or 20% of that and break it up and set my goal for that amount of weight. So in my case, if I have 70 pounds to lose, let's do 20%. I would set my new goal for 14 pounds. Now what that's gonna do is I will see this little blue bar go across my diet or across when I add my weight. This little blue bar is like a progress bar. It'll tell you how close you are to this goal. And then when you hit that small goal, it'll say, well, what do you want to do next? So it gives you a little bit of motivation. Breaking your big goals into smaller goals is a great way to stay motivated and keep you going. You can also, at this point, when you hit your small goal, really take time to evaluate how you're feeling. Hey, was this last small goal, was that really hard? Was I hungry all the time? What can I go on further right now? Say you get down to, you're closer to your goal weight and it's really hard to get those last couple of pounds off, or that last 10, 13, 14 pounds, whatever. You may really have to bring down your calories quite a bit to get to that goal. You may get tired of it. You may just need a mental break. This also gives you a chance to do a diet break. Maybe you need to take a week off or 2 weeks off. So you can change your goal after that to a maintenance calories. And now that you've had several compliant check-ins, it will know what your maintenance calories are. That calorie bump really helps with your motivation, and you shouldn't gain any weight. That calorie bump is really gonna help that motivation. And then you're able to reevaluate at the end of that 2 week period or 1 week period, and then decide, all right, now I'm ready to hit my next cut. Here's a common question is, why doesn't the app account for your amount of exercise you do during the week? First of all, the trackers that we do, the wearable watches, all these things, they estimate your calorie burn, and they have been proven to be very inaccurate. So when you're running and you think you did 500 calories, you burned 500 calories, could be way, way off. It's not exact enough to put into this equation. How it will account for your exercise is by the amount of weight that you've lost during the week. Again, the app works on results at the end of the week. If you lose too much weight, it will bump your calories. It'll automatically do that after your check-in. If you gain weight, it will decrease your calories. Now, it doesn't do it every week. It runs on rolling averages. That's part of the algorithm. I think with exercise in this program, it's most important that you do something consistently. Make it simple. I'm walking my dog. My wife and I play tennis once or twice a week. My suggestions for exercise is you need to exercise daily. That's good for your brain. It's good for your body, but just don't stress out over the numbers because they're more than likely not accurate. All right, now we finally get down to business. In the next video, click here. I'm gonna show you how to make an awesome breakfast sandwich using egg whites. It is amazing. It'll put McDonald's to shame. You'll never go back. It's like an Egg McMuffin style. It's awesome. Check it out. See you next time.